Alright, welcome back everybody. So, this episode is going to be a little more mobile than the last one, I think. We are going to do a few different things. First, we're going to go ahead and build a Cyclops. And then we're going to be running around a bunch in the Seamoth. I'm going to show you a whole bunch of different places. I'm going to go take another crack at the back end of the crash zone now that we have a proper depth module on the Seamoth. And then I am going to show you how to get into the Lost River. There's 4 main entrances. We'll visit them all, but and we'll kind of just do a quick tour around there, hit a couple important points down there. Let's see. I know I got all the Cyclops blueprints. There we go. We got. I think I need that. No, wait, I'm pretty sure that was the thing that I got in that time capsule. It saves me that. Yeah, never mind. I don't need that. That would be one of the first things I'd make in the Cyclops. The Cyclops has an onboard upgrade fabricator where you have to make all of these things. We are going to want that. I've got one of those from the Aurora. I pretty much never bother building that. It takes power to repair your vehicle. You might as well just use a repair tool. That's useful. We don't have the materials for it until we get them from the Lost River. That's super useful once you get rolling. And that we can't make yet. That kyanite's going to be something we have to get much later. But we don't need it right now anyway. Alright. Cyclops. Plasteel ingots. We need... Oh, that's right. I've been saving a bunch of those. That's part of why. Yeah, the Cyclops takes a fair bit of titanium. That's 30 titanium right there. So, someone asked me in the comments about a good way to go get lots of titanium. And if you have two storage modules on your Seamoth, you can run out to the crash zone, like we've done once or twice, and just kind of work your way up the safe side of the ship. There's scrap metal all over the place up there, and like I said once before, there's not grass and stuff to hide the scrap metal laying on the ground for you. What do we need here? Get an advanced wiring kit. I don't know why my brain is just shorting out on how to make a wiring kit this time. Oh, that's right. I already made a computer chip. Well, that'll save me some time. I'm going to need another one of those for the shield module. I might as well just do that all at once. Glass. An emerald glass. And a lubricant. Apart from the nice lighting, one of the other advantages to planting a creep vine right outside your front door is that you have easy access to creep vine clusters. Okay, and then we might as well make that power cell and polyaniline at the same time. Oh, forgot I swapped that out. really, dude? I tell you, stalkers aren't that scary. They're just really not. They're real spooky the first time you meet one. But all you have to do is like literally move sideways and they just go right past you. And even if you forget or they sort of sneak up on you, it's not a big deal. Okay. Now we gotta swim back out to the mobile vehicle bay. Should be right around here somewhere. And this, there it is. This is why I will sometimes put a beacon on my mobile vehicle bay, because you have to put it far enough away from your base that it's in deep water. Otherwise, it won't let you produce the Cyclops, like if you try and do it over here in the shallows.
Operated by a 3-person crew. Only experienced helmspeople should attempt to pilot this vehicle solo.
Also, don't swim under the Cyclops while it's building. It will fall on you and you will have a bad day.
Welcome aboard, Captain. All systems online.
You can do all kinds of fun stuff with the Cyclops, but we'll do most of that next time, I think, including customizing the colors and all that other fun stuff. In fact, I'm not even going to bother with those upgrades this time around, because I want to get to the fun part. Jelly rays being talkative out there. Just double check I didn't. Oh, okay, we're good. Let me just clear my inventory here. Carrying around a bunch of random stuff. Fire extinguisher. Oh, I never grabbed my air bladder. Maybe put that back in my inventory after the Aurora trip. Okay. Should pack a little bit of food and water for the trip. And I'll bring 2. I only really need 1, but never hurts to be a smidge over prepared. Put that away. Okay. Right, food. Nutrient blocks are really good travel food, but if you don't have them, you just salt a peeper or something. The point is to have something on hand in case you start to get super low. And so we'll just fix that up before we take off. Alright. So,
All systems online.
first stop, we're heading south. south to kind of re-explore that bit of the crash zone. Saw a little bit of it a few episodes ago. But there was only so much of it we could see because we didn't have any depth modules yet. Where are we at here? Yeah, we're almost there. Hold on to your butts. We're about to enter Reaper territory. Oh, should arm the perimeter defense. Yep, hi. Past that guy. Just to recap here, Seamoth is pretty fast, especially if you are strafing in multiple planes at once. Whoop! Hello! Look out. Wow. That dude came out of nowhere. Alright. I am going to repair the Seamoth real quick before we continue, because I don't feel like I'm going to get wrecked. He's back. Like I said, the Seamoth's pretty fast. Faster than a Reaper, unless you run right into him. Genius. Okay. No, also okay. We're back on the edge of grassy plateau there. Where's that one little seamount that we found before that had all the... Ah, there it is. I was thinking the other day that'd be kind of a pretty place to make a little base. A bit of table coral, a little bit of shale. Like, you'd struggle a little bit for resources. And the neighbors suck, but lots of quartz around there. A little bit of everything. That wouldn't be too bad. Really. Honestly, the bone sharks might be more annoying than the reapers. So I think that's Cragfield over there to the west a bit. There's another one of those pillars there. Again, kind of a pretty little grassy oasis there. Now that is one of those few plants that, oh, you can, oh my gosh. All this time, see, you learn something new every day. All this time, I thought that you could not pick those up. And I was thinking, oh, those would be so nice to grow in one of my outdoor grow beds. Or the containment unit. And here I was wrong about that. Literally never replanted one of those in... You don't see them a lot either, so... Well, I'm going to bring those back with me. That's cool. Huh. Oops. Okay. Yeah, Seamoth health is getting a little on the low side. It's interesting. We're still technically, I think, in the crash zone. But, the Reapers are just way more common right next to the Aurora there. Yeah, see, that's... very interesting. pretty deep over here. I'm not 100% sure if this is still technically crash zone anymore, if we're out in, like... Let's see, we are... That's northwest. We are pretty much due southeast of base. Yeah, this isn't sparse reef, I don't think. Yeah, I think this is just more crash zone. Yeah, look at all that, look at all that scrap metal out there. And then that might... Yep, that's void. I'm going back. If you keep going that way, you'll start running into ghost leviathans, and it's open water. There's nowhere to hide. So we basically are at the southern edge of the map right here. Oh, I didn't bring the stasis rifle. I'm gonna go back for that. I was gonna hit the Degasi sea base while we're out here, but I want to have the stasis rifle for that. There are a couple of crabsquids that like to hang around near the Degasi sea base, the 500-meter base there, and will sometimes attack your sea moth while it's parked outside while you're wandering around inside, and that is just a giant pain in the neck because they can totally wreck the thing. Usually if you turn the lights off, it's not a big deal, but... Now you hear that? That's the I'm right on your tail hot pursuit roar. And if you turn around and look, as you would, you know, normally be instinctively motivated to do, it breaks the sea moth's momentum and he can catch up to you. See, now we're out of range. We're fine. The sea moth takes a few seconds to get up to speed. It's like 5-6 seconds there. Anyway, it's a good way to get chopped.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
A bunch of damage just banging into my own base. You don't have to be super careful when you dock a sea moth, but the first few times you do it, it's a little delicate. Okay. Stasis rifle. I know one. Where did I put it? There we go. Okay. Since we're back here. Alright. 500-meter Degasi base. Let's not bang into the Cyclops either. Oop. Let's try and not to do that. Going to fit through there. Yep. Okay. Now we've already hit the Degasi survivor bases on the floating island, and then down in the jelly shroom cave. There is one more. It's out in the deep Grand Reef. Don't descend too fast. Okay, here's the Grand Reef. It's a little bit better lit than the Sparse Reef. What's in there? Yeah. I'm gonna grab a sample of that brain coral because it's kind of our main membrane tree. So that's another thing that's kind of fun to grow.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Now, when we're trying to reach this base, you might notice that, like, I'm right above it, pointing straight down. You can't get to it that way. There's actually kind of a shelf here in the Grand Reef. To descend out beyond it and then cut back. There we go. Kind of Immelman back to the north. There's one of those crabsquids. Now turn your light. As soon as you spot a crabsquid, turn your lights off. Because shining lights at them will tend to trigger their EMP attack. If they... That. It's horizontal, so if you're above it, you're okay. But if you get hit by it, it depowers your sea moth. Why is my moth damaged? What did I hit?
Detecting a titanium mass somewhere in this area. Unable to confirm whether it originated on the Aurora.
Yeah, there's usually two of them. They're hanging around kind of close to the base. There's sometimes are warpers in this area too, so you're gonna kind of have to keep an eye out. He's close enough that if he detects your sea moth, he'll attack it. And I hate to kill stuff. No thank you. But these guys are one of the few things for which I occasionally have to make an exception. And the best way to do it is to hit them with a stasis rifle, because they're not very fast, and then use the knife to finish the job. If he wasn't so close... Takes 13 shots with a thermal blade. If he wasn't so close to that base, I wouldn't have done that. I don't like doing that. The other one, I think I'm just gonna... He's off that way somewhere. I don't know exactly where he went, which doesn't make me super happy, but... He's... I hate doing that. He's probably not gonna be an issue. Ooh, he got me a little bit. Oh no, I banged into the rocks when I was trying to avoid him. Okay. I don't remember what that data box is for. Anyway, keep an ear open, because if you hear them, you'll usually hear them before you see them. Kind of surprised how few warpers I'm seeing this time around. There's usually more of them in the vicinity. They'll actually fight with the crabsquids. Funnily enough, the crabsquids will attack them anyway. And there's a coffee maker if you haven't got one yet. Ah, some charge fins.
New blueprint acquired.
And there's not much here. The other section of the base you have to get in from a different direction.
Please stop fighting and listen. We're sick.
What?
How? You've been coughing, right? Feeling itchy? Blisters?
Yeah.
The biometrics would have warned us if we were sick.
It's something new. It's not in the database.
Come on, then. What's it gonna do? Turn us inside out? Dissolve us into jelly?
It's an alien bacteria. It's everywhere. Every organism on this planet. It's altering our genetic code.
How are the creatures surviving if they're infected?
Could scan an alien containment here if you didn't have one yet.
Want me to cut some of them open for you? Find out what makes them tick?
No.
Just tell me what you need, son. Material, equipment.
Just... Can I have some
Integrating new
quiet?
PDA.
I have had it with you, risking our lives.
Oh, stow it, Chief. The kid can't kill this disease without fish to study. I'm just bringing him home.
But tell her. Tell her I'm right.
You're both wrong. Marguerite, I can't find out how they resist the bacteria if you slaughter them all.
It ain't always they oblige in coming in alive.
He means you're being reckless.
Father,
Integrating
the
new
outcome's no
PDA
better if
data.
we hole up in here and don't go outside. We have to find a middle way.
New
There is
blueprint
no compromise.
acquired.
Not while she's on my sea base.
Your sea base?
I'm going outside.
Bard, Torgal has disembarked the habitat.
Bart, come in. It's dangerous. Damn it, boy. I know you can hear me.
Integrating new PDA data.
Chief, get off the radio and put on your helmets.
What?
Brace!
And now you know what happened to the 500-meter base.
Integrating new PDA data.
So this is one of the places in that second level that you can find another cuttlefish egg. And also that orange tablet we picked up. Pretty much only one pace in the entire game you're gonna need that. So there's a warper. So you don't need to make more of the orange ones. Any of the tablets you can technically reproduce in a fabricator using an ion cube and the appropriate mineral. This is interesting.
Came out of nowhere. An alien kraken, bigger than a Cyclops. Tore a hole clear through the reinforced hull. I barely got my breather in time. I told her. I said others would come. The rupture threw me clear of the habitat. And the monster turned and bore down on me. And just as its tentacles came within reach, Maida appeared out of nowhere. She had a sea glide in one hand, a jagged piece of scrap metal in the other. She meant to butcher that beast or die trying.
Did you see that? He just attacked that
She
warper.
had the metal lodged in its neck as the monster did its best to shake her, contorting off into the darkness. I'm certain she got her wish.
He glitched into the edge.
Then I thought I saw a light deep below me. I hope maybe Bart had swum clear.
I think that's the light he's talking
Followed
about.
it. Now I wonder whether I saw anything at all. Our oxygen is low. The habitat is gone. I can't see the sky. Something surely has the scent of my blood.
So, that green stuff down there is brine, and it is the beginning of the Lost River. This is one of 4 main Lost River entrances right below that 500-meter base, just a little bit northwest of it and down. Probably one of the easier ones to find. Remember when we were up near Life Pod 2? CTO used Life Pod. That cave that I showed you, that was one of the other entrances. So we're going to go back up. And remember, this shelf is here, so you kind of have to head further south than you would think. You can't go straight up. Anyway, we're going to go back up to the surface and head north. I'm going to show you another entrance. And let's see. I think... Yeah, I don't know if we need to go around the Aurora. I'm not sure which way. Oh, that's a floating island right there. I didn't think we were that close to it. Okay, we're gonna go left. We are quite a bit further west than I thought we were. Shark. Again, kind of a downside of traveling fast this way. Strafing at an angle like that, you can't always know what's right ahead of you, so you kind of need to check every once in a while, which I haven't been doing. And it's time to stop and repair again real fast. Take half a second and stop off at base to recharge, because we've got quite a bit more traveling to do, and I don't want to have to worry about getting low. Not really going anywhere as dangerous as the crash zone. Should be minimal. Honestly, I love the shallows, but one of the only downsides is that you can't go 2 feet without running into something. Even if it's just a splattering a random peeper or something. It doesn't feel great. Anyway, probably not going anywhere with a ton of Reapers or anything. I still want to play Boy Scout a little bit. Just go prepared.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Shouldn't take very long. I'll go find a place to plant these samples. Oh, darn it. I filled up those beds. Well, you know the solution to that. More grow beds. Just in case you're wondering, yes, my real-life garden tends to end up kind of that way a little bit, too. It's got a little bit of everything in it. I'll leave that here. We'll save it. Okay, Brain, where are we at here? Oh. Put those other ones in the cargo module. Storage. Why do I keep calling it cargo module? It's a storage module. Anyway. I'm pretty sure. That planter was full. But I am seriously considering replacing one of those things down there with the plant I just picked up. Only downside is it's a pain to take stuff out. Him in here. Oh, I did have a spare spot. Okay, fine. I'll say that I'm just gonna throw those away. I don't. Necessarily have a use for them. I haven't built a trash can yet. Don't really want to. Just leave them there for now. Let's see, how's that church doing? Here we go. Oh!
All systems online.
One sec. I was gonna grab some food before we take off. Fuel is just kind of top up before you head out. You don't have to use nearly as much of the non-renewable stuff. Definitely reduces the chances that you'll find yourself out in the boonies somewhere and short on food or water. So now we're going to kind of head east, northeast. Guess we might as well hit Life Pod 12 since we're going to be out this way. We're headed for the bulb zone. We're going to go past the eastern mushroom forest here. Without banging into stuff. To the bulb zone. Bulb zone's really pretty in some ways. You get some of those giant bulb bushes there. Oh, bulb bushes are viable sources of food and water. Not quite as good as a bulbo tree, but pretty solid. Just slash them and eat them. I think I've said this before, but bone sharks are another one where they'll attack your sea moth when you're not in it, but if you leave the lights off, they're less of a problem. Ouch!
New blueprint acquired.
Freaking ant eel. Dude came out of nowhere.
Integrating new PDA data.
Oops. Didn't let us listen to the PDA on that one. He's kind of fun too. I'll
Detecting
dig that up in a
volcanic
sec.
activity and several unusual electromagnetic signatures in the region. Exercise caution when diving deeper.
I'm not really a doctor. I know that's what my ID says, but I never have been. Cheated the medical exams. What does a doctor these days need to know about manually resetting bones? When was the last time a top surgeon actually cut someone open? That's what the robots are for. Doctors these days read diagnoses off of computer readouts. For that, I'm perfectly qualified. But what good is it when I'm not connected to the main network? I'm bleeding. I've got glowing green pustules growing on my hands. I run a self-scan and it tells me I've got skin irritation. The only thing I studied in medical school was how to lie convincingly. What the hell do I know about how to treat an alien disease? I think I'm actually going to die down here.
Okay. No, not completely. At the Aurora? Oh, this is not where we want to be. Okay. There's a different ridgeline that we want to follow, and in order to find it, I think I have to head back towards the mountain. I'm going to show you how to navigate this by Dead Reckoning, because I didn't go ahead of time and put a beacon in. Just want to reiterate that, yeah, when you are playing this on your own, it can help you out a lot to place a beacon. Keep a few on hand. Place a beacon anytime you end up somewhere that you might want to come back to. Alright, where are we at here? I think that's the ridge we want. Normally I find this ridge from the other side of the mountain. That's the mountain. Okay. Go away. You grabbed me anyway, you jerk. didn't charge it enough before I let it go the first time. Usually it doesn't take very much damage to get those guys to let go and play somewhere else, but that's the one that normally plays around on this east side of the mountain. And that's why you don't go on the east side of the mountain, if you can help it. Okay, let's keep that in repair. Okay, some more fun stuff happens. Oh, he's back. It's also why you don't try and back away. Alright, this is the ridge we were looking for, in any case. It's the one right next to the mountain here. Instead of going back around the mountain and exposing yourself to the Reaper, stay among these mushrooms and go up this hill right here to this ridge of bulb bushes. You see how they kind of fall off to the left there? Essentially, you're just going to follow this ridge off to the east. There's going to be that one giant bulb bush there. Use that as a landmark. Continue on until... Let's see, where's it? No, keep going for a bit. Yeah, I think that's it. Right there, that point. Yep, we got these 2 points right here. You're gonna head down right next to him. The entrance we're looking for is at about 350 meters. There it is. It's huge. If you're not real confident in your Cyclops driving ability, this is by far the easiest way to get in. Pretty sure I grabbed a ghost weed already, but there's lots of it down here. Now, if you're looking to take a straight shot through the Lost River and into the next layer down, this is the quickest way. It's a wide open straight shot. And at the end of this big open tunnel, there's a shaft straight down to the next level, which is the inactive lava zone. The downside is this gentleman here. That is a juvenile ghost leviathan. He's not full size, but is still big enough to give you a hard time. Anyway, the place he patrols is right above that shaft. It's right here. So that's the way down. You can continue on into the rest of the Lost River, or find this shaft from the other direction if you really want to. But where'd he go? Anyway, I'm gonna head back out because there's one more spot I want to show you to get in. It's just a hair further in there. Huh. One thing that's nice about the Lost River is if you want to make a thermal powered base down here, there's quite a few spots with those smoking towers that can be used to build a thermal plant on. In fact, we're going to do that in a future episode. I am going to go ahead and build a forward base down deep in a spot I'm going to show you in a minute here called the Blue Tree Cove. Back out. That alright, let's head back to base. Gonna have to charge up one more time because using that perimeter defense does burn through a little bit of power. didn't think I was going to need that. I wasn't planning to go that far out. He's usually just a little bit further north than that. Do anything. Okay.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
I suppose if you're going back and forth from one end of the map to the other, there's no reason not to just pop in and recharge a little. Shouldn't need this anymore. Almost fully grown. If you're really impatient for this thing to recharge, go take a nap. Radio message. I thought we'd be done with all of those.
Playing partially translated
Oh.
broadcast.
Destroyed. Mode. Patrol. New targets unaccounted for. 1.
That's us. I thought more time would pass. Yeah, well, let's just go. I know I said before we shouldn't need the perimeter defense, but this time I mean it. We're really not going any place with a Reaper this time. Can't resist the temptation to barnstorm a little bit though. Okay, now this last entrance we're going to go to is my favorite because it's one of the easiest and safest ways to get, well, it's one of the safest ways to get in. It's not as easy to get a Cyclops in there as that great big one up in the northeast I just showed you. But it's far safer, and it's not too bad if you just use your keel camera. So, what you do is you come to the south edge of this southwestern grassy plateau here. Kind of follow it around to the west. Do you see this pillar here at the beginning of this trench? This is the Blood Kelp Trench. You're going to descend into it just a little bit at first. Kind of follow it around and down. It's... Oops. Anyway, as you get down here a little bit, right. There's a branch here. It continues to the south, but it also branches to the northwest here. You want this northwestern branch. Continue downward. Mind the warpers. Usually if you don't get super close and you keep moving, they're not going to get a chance to take a shot at you. If they do take a shot at you, just kind of move a bit. Oh, that wreck at 350 meters there tends to have some drill arms, which we're going to build a... that music. We're going to build a prawn later, and a drill arm is one of the most important attachments for it. One of the main reasons to even build a prawn.
New blueprint
See, I think we
acquired.
already have the grappling arm. Yeah, we do. Those two are kind of like your standard equipment that you really want on a prawn suit. Then the jump jets. The jump jets and the grapple arm fix a lot of the vertical mobility issues that it has. You can explore inside that wreck, but I don't think there's anything important in there right now. And there is a possibility of getting lost in that one. Whoa! That was a warper. Anyhow, once you find that wreck, you can pretty much go straight down from there to about 600 meters. Again, make sure you have the appropriate depth module. I think the Cyclops needs at least the Mark 1 depth module to get down here. This is one of the deeper entrances. Anyway, as soon as you see those there, you have found the entrance. Oh, I meant to bring a beacon, because I usually like to put a beacon here. Anyway, this is it right here. Go ahead in. Wait a minute. Oh. Jump the gun. Did I get out of my bracketing somehow? Those brine pools usually mean ah, there we go. Sorry, I headed the wrong way for some reason. You want it? Oh, darn it. Thank goodness for that reinforced dive suit. That would have toasted me for real if I hadn't had that on hand. Alright. That was not ideal. Anyway, northeast. I somehow turned the wrong direction. Once you get inside here, pretty much go straight on. This right here is a hair tight for a Cyclops, but not bad. Just gonna, again, have to use your cameras. Keep going northeast. I did not bring first aid kit. Alright. And then once you see that first set of bones, that big rib cage there, basically keep going, just kind of keep this, keep that cave wall on your left there.
Terrain scans indicate this biome contains unusually high concentrations of organic and fossilized remains.
And if you're interested, on this island here, it's often a couple of mesmer eggs. Just watch out for the mesmers. Anyway, continue on. East, northeast, keep that cave wall on your left. bunch of diamonds and rubies and stuff just randomly hanging out on the cave walls down here too. All kinds of fun stuff to scan. This is interesting here. Watch that temperature sensor in the lower right hand corner. If you're scouting for a good place to build a thermal base, that'll tell you how hot you're getting. The hotter you are, the better location it is for a thermal base. If you get too hot, you'll do a little bit of damage to your sea moth and yourself, especially if you don't have a reinforced dive suit. We're going to meet a live one of those in a bit. Not on this episode, but for too much longer. Anyway, continuing on. Mind the brine. The brine fall doesn't seem to mean anything. This stuff is seriously toxic to you, though. It will do a little bit of damage to your sea moth gradually over time. Not real bad, but it'll do a lot of damage to you. Now this is the tree cove. These ghost rays, which is really cool. They're like the jelly rays at the surface, but you can't get eggs for them. In a bit, we're gonna build a base down there. Use one of those for thermal power. Other thing we're here for is a bit of nickel. You can build a scanner room down here and make picking up nickel a lot faster. But if you just look along the edges of these blue brine pools, which are harmless, the green brine will get you, but the blue ones are harmless. It's too close to that smoker. Anyway, mostly if you look along the waterline here, you'll find some nickel. It looks a little bit like a sandstone outcrop. And the lighting in here is a little funny. There's one. For now, we're only going to grab a couple. And then we'll come back later and get more. Watch your air. You should have a fair bit of time, but it's a little further than you think to get back there. Ooh, nice. Whoa! There's like 4 or 5 of them right there. They're not usually that close together. 4. No, 5. What in the heck, man? That's crazy. Don't get the wrong idea. It's normally takes way longer than that to get a couple handfuls of nickel down here. Oh, and there's another one. What in the heck? They're just handing it to us today. Wild. Okay, well, that's cool. We don't need a lot more of those. That's probably enough for this trip. Need a few for the upgraded depth module for the Cyclops, or the prawn. Actually, the Mark II depth module for the Cyclops, I believe, is the one that needs nickel, which we won't really need because we found that one in the time capsule. So, nifty. There's a large nickel deposit down in there someplace. If you have a prawn down here. So, it's lead, I think. Maybe magnetite. That's lead. Like I said, those large deposits need a prawn. Okay, so the next place we're going to check is immediately clockwise of that blue tree cove. I'm going to show you an easy way to get crystalline sulfur, which only grows, well, in the Lost River, it only grows below the surface of this brine, which down there is bad because the brine is deep. Up here, if you go to the top of these falls, the brine is shallow enough. You can simply grab it. If you get it down there, you have to have a prawn. Well. Don't need many of them. So grab some lithium while I'm here. Ah, see, got a little close there. Watch out for those. They're just basically a long-legged version of cave crawlers. Gotta get kind of close there. Really? Yeah, this is another area where the reinforced ice is really handy. So you take a lot less damage from that brine. That's the other thing to watch out for down here, apart from all those river prowlers, is that there's another juvenile ghost leviathan down here. Not too huge of a deal, just gotta keep your eyes peeled. And use these tree roots for cover if he does come after you. Gonna dive between them. Just don't dive into the brine. Here's getting a little low. Let's see. You also just don't need a lot of that cave sulfur. The main reason I want it right now is to get the jump jets for the prawn and the fire suppression on the Cyclops. You do need a little bit after that, but not much. Is that a random bit of nickel? Well, we might not have to spend much time scanning for nickel when we get back down here. Now, the reason that you would build a prawn for the second half of the game is because of that 900 meter depth limit. There's only so far you can take that sea moth. As much as I love the agility, it does have a limit. Did I go too far here? There's one more thing I want to show you before we go back down that brine fall. Well, yeah, I missed it, I think. I'm further in than I thought. Nope, no, I'm not. That was what I was aiming for. Just so you're aware that this is here. The prowlers aren't that bad. They're kind of a Lost River version of a stalker. bone shark. Anyway, if for some reason you get stuck down here and your Cyclops runs out of battery power, your vehicle gets wrecked, there's an air pocket here. Give you a chance to refill your air tanks, and if you continue on up that tunnel to the north, you'll end up coming out by CTOU's life pod in the blood kelp zone. This portal activates from a different location, not here. Remember not to fall into those brine pools. He said as he almost fell into the brine pool. Every once in a while there'll be a piece of sulfur here you can grab too. Just depends on the game and how it generates. Okay. Oh, yeah, see there's one of those large nickel deposits I was telling you about. I wouldn't want to mine that one just because that's a little close to that. Ghost Leviathan, but... yeah, we lost him. Good. Okay, and there are two more places down here that we need to hit. Okay, so we're going back down the brine fall into kind of this central part of the cavern. Take a second and fix up the sea moth there. Oh yeah, kind of forgot I named the thing the Ghost Ray and modeled its color scheme after one of those. Yeah, shouldn't have left it sitting right above that smoker like that, but you get the idea. Okay. So, again, clockwise from the green brine fall, you'll find a couple of these pillars. You want to follow these. They will take you to our next point of interest. Get a little water there.
This alien structure appears to have collapsed to the sea floor. Detecting an alien broadcast, linguistic analysis reads, "Caution, hazardous materials and life forms contained within." Interior walls in this section are substantially reinforced, indicating the designers were seeking either to keep something out or contain it within. Whatever their intention, it clearly failed.
There's an ion cube. There's a data download in there that gives you some additional lore. You have to remember to bring a purple tablet, which I always forget for some reason. So we will pop back in here. So come back down here with the Cyclops. Lots of scannable stuff in here, lore-wise. It's kind of big, so watch your oxygen.
Integrating new PDA data.
Yep. Leviathan attacked the facility. This is a Leviathan that we don't actually see in the game. It's remains of something that's no longer
Residual
extant.
biological evidence suggests indigenous life forms were brought to this location and subjected to intensive study.
This is where you find out that warpers are...
Data pertaining to the bacterium is being downloaded. Caution. Detecting atypical fluctuations in blood plasma proteins. A self-scan is strongly advised.
Yeah, this is where you find out that warpers are cybernetic. Their whole job is to come after, basically, organisms, sentient organisms that might breach containment, that might breach quarantine. So self-scan wise,
Self-scan complete. Bacterial infection has spread to the skin and pulmonary system. Medical report recorded to databank. It is imperative you find a way to neutralize the infection.
fun, right? This is one of the progress triggers that will cause the disease to progress. You'll want to be aware that once you get to this point, warpers will become more deadly. They do additional damage. They become more likely to attack you. Okay, where are we at here? Came in from that direction. I kind of already knew we needed a cure, but that kind of is meant to up the urgency of the situation. Now, the next place we want to go, there is one other alien facility in here. And I usually find it by navigating kind of leftward from the Blood Kelp Trench entrance. Well, left as we're facing it now. It's actually counterclockwise from there. The only issue is there's a... Yeah, there is. Another juvenile ghost leviathan. There are 3 of them down here. That's the 3rd one. You have to kind of watch out for him. I don't know, can I fit? No, can't fit in there. Yeah, this is the way we need to go. There, I think, is the gargantuan leviathan. Which also is not in the game. I'm trying to avoid using my perimeter defense on him because I don't want to chew through power too fast. Yeah. Yeah, we're good. Okay, got past him. We want the left hand. Oh, that's the one right there. Or is this the gargantuan leviathan fossil? What's the other one out there then? Anyway, this is not the thing I came in here to show you. It's just cool. Ow. This is the armored leviathan. That one out there is the gargantuan. There's a mod for Subnautica that actually tries to add these ancient leviathans back into the game. Oh, I'm an idiot. I put that orange the orange tablet back in storage before I came down here. You need the orange tablet to get into this cache here. There's some more ion cubes in there, and some more lore, and another cuttlefish egg. So that is gonna be, I think that's gonna be it for this one. Let's see, I believe if I go this way. Yeah, I think if we continue this way, we'll end up coming back out through the Deep Grand Reef entry. Oh, nope, I'm wrong. Okay. Good. Alright, well, anyway. Back out through the Blood Kelp Trench entrance and head back to base and try to make sure I remember to bring the appropriate tablets when I come back down here next time so I can access those other two areas. Next time, I think we'll go ahead and build a prawn suit and go ahead and outfit the Cyclops. Get ready to come on down here and build that base. Yeah, I think that's where the wrong turn I took before. This is the main one here. That ambeel is often here, so just kind of keep an eye out for that. Take the first right when you get to the bottom of the trench. Nope, okay, there we go. Didn't want to start rising too soon because there's a place where that cave ceiling arches over the trench. You don't want to bang into that on your way up. And we're back up. Head home, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for joining me.